Welcome back to another edition of Coming Soon, in which I tell you about discs, physical media, Blu-rays, DVDs that are coming soon. So I just got a stack in the mail, and I've actually got a couple other things since we last did one of these. So let's just dig in. I will show you what's coming soon. If you look in the description under this video, I have all of the release dates, releasing companies, and Amazon links if you want to go ahead and buy them or see further details that my mush mouth may forget. So first up, from Radiance Films, we have A Moment of Romance. This is a film I know nothing about, so I'll read to you from the box. This is a new 4K restoration. Wadi, a small-time hood, takes JoJo hostage during a heist gone wrong, but once away is ordered to kill her by his triad bosses. Having fallen in love, he intervenes, I was going to say interviews, and they go on the run with both sides of the law on their tails. A sensationally directed Hong Kong classic produced by Johnny To or Tu, I'm never quite sure, bolstered by stunning performances from Andy Lau from Infernal Affairs and Chen Lin Wu, I'm always going to mess up names, from Eat, Drink, Man, Woman. A Moment of Romance features the action and violence reminiscent of To or Tu and Takashi Miike with the beauty of Wong Kar-wai. This features a rare archival interview with director Benny Chan, new commentary by Frank Zheng, visual essay by Asian cinema expert David Desser, booklet with new writing by Sean Gilman and Tony Williams, reversible sleeve, limited to 3,000 copies. So let us crack it open and see what it looks like on the inside. So the whole idea of this video series, this Coming Soon series, is that these are first looks at things. And sometimes if I'm a little lax in doing these, it might be a third look if you've seen it. So front of the box, back of the box. As always, this Japanese style obi strip can be slid out. It's not part of the cover. So we have a clear cover on the inside. Moment of Romance. Take out the disc. As always with Radiance, a pretty, if you can tell, a pretty sizable, pretty hefty book with any resemblance? Not really. With writing on the film, and the books that Radiance puts in are always very substantial. And then you have a reversible cover that shows you probably what the original ad art was for the film. So that is coming soon. If you look, as I say in the notes, I will have the release date there. I don't have them handy right now. Up next, we have from IndiePix Unlimited and Prime Video channels, The Merger. This is a relatively recent film, The Full Monty for the Footy Field, Australian film. This is a retired footballer becomes the coach of his hometown struggling Australian rules football team in The Merger, a hilarious, heartfelt comedy from down under the town of Bodgie Creek. That's great. Has seen better days, jobs are scarce, and their beloved footy club, the Roosters, looks like they'll have to merge with another team or fold. Living a hermit-like existence on the farm, former AFL star player Troy Carrington hatches a plan to save the Roosters after striking up an unlikely friendship with Neil, a 10-year-old aspiring filmmaker who recently lost his father, joining forces with Neil's mother, Angie, who runs a nearby refugee support center. Troy rebuilds the ragtag team and leads the community on a journey of change and redemption. Bonus features Making of the Merger behind-the-scenes featurette, interview with director Mark Grantel by Cinema Australia, and the official trailer. This is from 2018. It is 103 minutes. It is 2.40 to 1 aspects. A pretty wide movie, sports comedy, made in Australia, 2.0 stereo, English, not rated. What's the inside look like? Sometimes I'm not sure with some of these IndiePix releases if what I'm getting is like a screener that they've made on a Blu-ray, or if these have full-on Blu-ray releases, or if they're just streaming. I'm not quite sure. So yeah, the inside's pretty simple. We've got disc, picture there, and it's just an insert. So it's possible that this is a disc that's created for reviewers like me who like physical media, and that this may just be a streaming only. Anyway, look in the notes below because that's where all the actual information will be. Now, up next, we have from, this is a new company, I'm very curious about this, Film Masters. We have the GIANT GILA Monster, and the KILLER SHREWS. Now, these are public domain staples. These films have been available on video and DVD and not looking that great, honestly, for decades. This is a new restored 4K scan from the 35mm archival materials and restored HD print. That's for Gila Monster is a new 4K scan, and it's a restored HD print of Killer, I was going to say Shrews. That's a different subject altogether. Killer Shrews. And what do we have? What's on the inside? So I won't read you from the back of the box. The Giant Gila Monster is it's set in Texas, shot in Texas in the 50s. A literal giant Gila monster terrorizes a town, and some hot rodders and rock and rollers have to save the day. It's a lot of fun. It's not very long. And Killer Shrews is a movie I saw as a kid on TV, and I'll get into this more when I do the proper review, but I saw it late night on TV and I thought it was creepy. Stars James Best way before he was Roscoe P. Coltrane on Dukes of Hazzard, and it's a bunch of people on an island where these mutated giant shrews are attacking them, and it becomes like a siege situation where they're all in a house and these shrews are trying to get in. It was literal nightmare fuel for me as a little kid. So Film Masters, I've heard a podcast with them recently. Their purpose is to take these films that have been public domain, I won't want to say eyesores, but public domain staples for the longest time, and give them a true, really good, finally great presentation and good extras and all of that. So I'm really excited to see what these people do, because these are movies that I've seen a lot. I used to do a horror host show called Saturday Fright Special, elements of which you can find on YouTube and still plays on public access stations. And this is what we had to work with, was public access stuff. So honestly, when I see titles like this getting released again, I'm like, oh, really? Again? Because it was free. But apparently this company has some really good ideals, some strong ideals. So what's inside? We have 2 companion essays, Pirate Radio, Presidential Assassinations, and Gila Monsters, written by Don Stradley, and The Unkillable Killer Shrews, written by Jason A. Ney. Disc 1, the film Giant Gila Monster in its original 1/8 and TV format, so you can see it in 1/8 or you can see it 4:3, which is kind of cool. My guess is that the 4:3 doesn't lose anything. My guess is that the 1/8 it was shot open matte or it was shot 4:3 and you could mask it off in theaters, and it should work either way. Original and restored 35mm trailer for Giant Gila Monster. Commentary by Giant Gila Monster by Larry Stroth, James Gonis, Sean Sheridan, and Matt Weinhold from the Monster Party podcast. Archival interview with leading actor Don Sullivan by author Brian Sean. Disc 2, Killer Shrews in both formats, 1/8 or 1:3. Ray Kellogg and Unsung Master, a Ballyhoo Motion Pictures documentary by C. Courtney Joyner and narrated by Larry Blameyer. They do great work. A collection of radio spots for each film, courtesy of Gary L. Prang. Commentary for the Killer Shrews by author Jason A. Ney. These are region A, B, and C, which means you pop this in disc anywhere in the world and it'll work. And inside, we have the booklet with those aforementioned essays, and that's it. Wow. Again, I never know if you can tell, but that's a pretty hefty booklet there. And then a disc per film, and the booklet is a lot of pictures, a lot of words. That's pretty cool. I'm actually quite excited. The movies I've seen a bunch, but I'm actually quite excited to sort of have like the definitive copies of these movies. Like I can get rid of the other copies I have of these. Up next, I'm always excited to get stuff from 88 Films. From 88 Films, we get a Ronny Yu film, The Postman Strikes Back. Now, I'm big into Hong Kong stuff of the classic period to me, which is like late 80s through mid to late 90s, and this falls into that category. We have Chow Yun-Fat, Lung Kar-yen, Fan Mei Sheng, and Sherry Chung, and I don't even know this movie, I just know the title. When Courier Ma, Lung Kar-yen, alongside 3 other mismatched allies, is sent on a mission to deliver a secret cargo to a rebel leader, he soon finds himself on a patriotic quest to save the country and himself. Also starring Chow Yun-Fat, this historic Chinese action movie by Ronny Yu, who directed Bride of Chucky and Freddy vs. Jason, from legendary Hong Kong studio Golden Harvest, is sure to pack a powerful punch. Special edition includes limited edition slipcase. We'll be digging into this in a second. Double-sided fold-out poster, high-definition Blu-ray presentation of the Hong Kong cut, featuring original Cantonese mono with English subtitles. Export cut, I love it when they do this, featuring English 5.1 and English mono with alternate score. Audio commentary with Frank Zheng and director Ronny Yu on the Hong Kong cut. Audio commentary by Frank Zheng on the Hong Kong cut. Audio commentary with Stephen Hammond on the export cut. Archives, that's 3 commentaries. Archive interview with Chow Yun-Fat, 2 archive interviews with Lung Kar-yen, archive interview with Ronny Yu, that fat samurai guy interviews Ronny Yu, that's PHAT. Original Hong Kong trailer, stills gallery, reversible cover with new artwork by Sean Longmore, and original poster art. This is region A and B. So A and B usually is the thing when a company is based in the UK, in England, and as 88 Films is, and they code it for themselves, which is region B, and they code it for us here in the US and A, which is region A. So I'm really particular about my stuff, so if it's got a slip case, I don't take the whole plastic off. So the slip case, sing along, slips off to reveal the disc itself, which looks the same on both sides as the slip case, and then you pop it open, and it's again that different artwork on the disc. What I've come to call the charcoal or smoked cover, which if you look through that, you can see the original Hong Kong poster art. And then we have a fold-out poster that was tucked in there, the aforementioned photos, that fold-out poster, with a larger a larger version of the new cover art and a larger version of the original poster. And it's printed on thick sort of matte finish paper, so it's quality stuff. The 88 Films, they don't mess around. Now we have, what do we have? We've got 2 volumes here. We have 2 here in this set of, and this is ridiculous to me, but hey, they do it, I'll watch it. Ghoulies in 4K and Ghoulies 2, both on, this is on Blu-ray. Ghoulies 2, Ghoulies 4K, Ghoulies 2 Blu-ray, and let's dive in, shall we? Talking about Ghoulies now. Take a creepy old Hollywood mansion, a naive young man and a pretty girl, an over-the-top orgy, and some slimy winged goblins who crawl out of toilets, or turlets as some would say, and you have Ghoulies, a horrifying and hilarious ride into the darkest regions of hell, or heck if there are children watching. Conjured during a party thrown by the mansion's new owner, the hairy fanged demons waste no time in wreaking havoc on the scene and declaring the unsuspecting owner their new lord and master. 4K special features. You have a 2023 4K restoration from the original negative, presented in its original 1:8:5 aspect ratio, Dolby Vision HDR, archival 2015 audio commentary with director Luca Bercovici, archival 2016 commentary by director Luca Bercovici, moderated by Jason Anderson of Terror Transmission, and a collectible 4K mini poster. The DVD also, it's 2 different discs, so if you don't have DVD, Blu-ray. If you don't have 4K, you can still get this. You'll have a Blu-ray with everything you need, and the 4K will be in there if and when you get a 4K player. So I love it when they do that, so it doesn't really exclude anybody who doesn't have 4K yet. The Blu-ray special features, the same restoration, the same commentaries, video introduction by Luca Bercovici, editing an Empire interview with Ted Nicolaou, that's 27 minutes. Mine is a Terrible Thing to Waste interview with Scott Thompson, that's 22 minutes. Just for the Chick Man interview with Luca Bercovici, that's 33 minutes. From Toilets to Terror, the making of Ghoulies, that's 29 minutes. Photo gallery, theatrical trailer, 4 TV spots. The TV spots are in standard depth. That's a lot. That's a lot, no offense, for Ghoulies. So let's pop it open and see what it looks like. This is released by MVD Visual, and the MVD Rewind Collection, which always has a lot of fun with how they package video store era stuff. A lot of times, like the Ghoulies 2, you'll see they have a cover that emulates the old media home entertainment covers with like faux video store stickers and stuff like this. What's interesting, the new MVD Rewind Collection 4K Laser Vision Collection, they actually emulate the old CED covers, which is funny. So the precursor to Laserdisc. So what happens? What does the slipcase do? It slips, and we have just a replication of what's on the slipcase. We pop it open. We get the disc cover there. This is the Blu-ray we're looking at there, and it emulates a VHS cover and a face label. We have the poster, which I'll show you in a second, and then I love this. The 4K disc looks like the old 20th Century Fox home video Laserdisc label, and that's pretty wonderful. So the tuck-in poster, oh God, I love this. The tuck-in poster, it's a single-sided. You look at that, it emulates very, very closely emulates an old CED disc player. CED was the precursor to Laserdisc. It was still actually an analog format where it was like a video record. There was a little groove that the needle would sit in, and it would play, and it could skip, and apparently it looked better than tape, but not necessarily better than Laserdisc. Not at all better than Laserdisc. Excuse me. I get choked up when I talk about Laserdisc. So Ghoulies II MVD Rewind Collection, this is full on. This is the old video store stickers. This is the old Media Home Entertainment logo, and it's a heck of a fun cover. What happens in Ghoulies II, you may ask? You fool, you fool. The demonic toilet-dwelling goblins are back. Stowed away in Satan's Den, the traveling house of horror operated by carnival workers Larry and Uncle Ned, the Ghoulies merrily devour sideshow attractions' patrons until Larry realizes his horror house is for real and tries to flee the scene. Deliciously outrageous special effects and over-the-top antics ratchet up the horrific fun. Special features, high-definition presentation in 1:8:5 aspect ratio, LPCM 2.0 stereo audio, optional English, French, and Spanish subs, introduction by screenwriter Dennis Paoli, more toilets, more terror, the making of Ghoulies II. The introduction's a minute. The making of, I just mentioned, is 16 minutes. Under a Magic Moon, interview, with Dennis Paoli, 33 minutes. Deleted scenes, 3 minutes. Photo gallery, theatrical trailer, two-sided artwork, collectible mini poster. This is produced and directed by Albert Band. The first one was directed by, as I said, Luca Bercovici, so not the same director as the original. This is a Region A. I should have mentioned that. These are both Region A or Zone A for Blu-ray, so these will only work in the US or they'll work overseas if you have an all-region player. If you like to keep your options open like some of us do, you get the all-region, and there's just no limit to the money you can spend on physical media. So we have the slipcase for the last time I'm doing this today. The slipcase slips, and we have slightly different artwork. We have the original, closer to the original artwork with all of the aging and video store stickers and things like that, and then the back is more or less the same. And we pop her open, and once again we have the Ghoulies II logo on what looks like an old videotape, and that's the Blu-ray. Take the poster out, take the disc out, and you've got a nice little cool stuff under the tray there. Not a really, could be a reversible cover, but more like just something cool to look at when you take the stuff out. And then we have the poster, once again a mini poster that replicates this MVD Rewind Collection look. So those are Ghoulies and Ghoulies II. I don't know if there's any plans for any additional. I don't know if there's any plans for Ghoulies Go to College to be released as part of this set. Probably depends on the sales of these. Then the last thing I have is nothing fancy to look at, but it's pretty fancy to watch. We have, I'll show it to you real quick, but there's nothing really to see here. It is the Arrow home video upcoming release of Last House on the Left, Wes Craven's original horror film on the 4K Blu-ray. What this is here is the Ultra HD 4K disc, and then more or less probably the same contents on the Blu-ray. As you see, sometimes the contents vary a little between the Blu-ray and the 4K. Sometimes they'll throw some SD stuff on the Blu-ray, or they'll throw some extra stuff on the Blu-ray that isn't on the 4K, but usually the 4K doesn't have anything exclusive on it, except the 4K transfer. So I do have a sell sheet here. I'm not going to say about Last House on the Left because you probably know what it is. It's 1972 Wes Craven down and dirty horrifying film, but we'll tell you what the bonus materials are in this. We have an image gallery. On disc 2, we have the unrated version on the Blu-ray. Theatrical trailer, deleted scenes, look inside featurette from the film's original 2009 release. That doesn't sound right. Reviving the Legend, a new 33-minute interview with producer Jonathan Craven. Brand new audio commentary by David Flint and Adrian Smith. A River of Blood, new 31-minute interview with Sarah Paxton. A Notorious Krug, a new 27-minute interview with actor Garrett Dillahunt. What, is this the original or is this not? All these extras sound like they're the remake. I'm very confused. This says year of production 2009. Maybe it's both versions of the film. Maybe I shouldn't talk about this. Okay, I don't really know what this is because I don't have the packaging, and this is a little confusing to me. So go into the description down below this video. There all will be revealed. There will be a link to click to get to Amazon to see exactly what this is. This very well may be the original packaged with the remake. I don't think it's the remake. I don't really think it's the remake. Looking at this doesn't seem like it's the remake, but I can't quite tell. So anyway, thank you for joining me for this long talking about upcoming discs. As I said, look below and there's everything you really want to know about these minus my rambling. And I will see you the next time I have anything to talk about that is coming soon.